Some moments leave us speechless, and others that fill us with pure joy when animals finally return to freedom. Come and discover the most moving stories of the fight to protect wildlife with wowtv.
There he goes.
The black rhino is listed as critically endangered, facing threats from relentless poaching and other dangers. In response, Kenya launched an ambitious initiative to expand their habitat by relocating them to the vast Sagara Conservancy. A breathtaking leap from a rescued tiger in the Sundarbans of Western Australia. This tiger has adapted to life in the mangrove forests, making its return to the wild a release unlike any other. Today, the beautiful Minnie becomes the very first wild jaguar to be relocated for conservation. After a long, dusty journey, this marks the beginning of her path back to nature.
So Bubba is a green sea turtle.
Bubba was found with painful wounds covering his body. After countless hours of medical care, he finally got the chance to swim in the ocean once again.
Ready? Bye, buddy! He swam.
A small cage may hold their bodies, but it can never break the wild spirit of these little foxes. Now, run free! Follow the call of nature! These tiny penguins are struggling against the heavy toll of pollution, plastic waste, oil spills, and overfishing. But thanks to the quiet dedication of rescue teams, they've been given a second chance at life.
Very stressful condition.
Maggie and Sanja spent their entire lives confined in a circus. For creatures meant to roam free in the wild, the struggle was never easy. But in just moments, these two lions will return to the open savanna.
Kom maar, kom op Loes. Man, stop allemaal. Stop allemaal. Kom, Sonja, kom maar.
So he's improving really nicely.
This eagle was found badly injured on the highway. And now, the very symbol of the United States soars once more across the wide skies. floods swept through, leaving the giraffes' homes affected. But conservationists quickly stepped in, giving them care and guiding them to safety. Look at this poor turtle, carrying an entire colony of barnacles on its back. The weight turned every step into a hardship and even put its health at risk. Thankfully, a kind heart stepped in to give it the help it desperately needed.
Buddy, you're gonna head out. Bye bye, bear.
The moose has been brought to a new home in northern New Mexico, where its journey of exploring the wild begins. Doc Coon once worked in the logging industry until a log accidentally rolled onto her leg and injured her. When word reached the rescue team, they rushed to free her from a life of suffering. After a 27-hour journey, Doc Coon finally arrived at her new home, welcomed by other elephants just as fortunate as her. Welcome to the Cedar Mountain Herd Management Area. The wildcat was once a victim of the black market. But thanks to kind hearts, the doors of freedom have finally opened to it.
Wrapping around me. This is the other thing I'll watch for. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Move. Move.
You make me slip over.
There we go. There he goes.
The wandering journey of this grizzly bear came to an end, as he was finally brought back to the place where he was born.
Let go. You gonna hold on?
Stop your motion.
Life inside of an aquarium became stifling for this young shark after 55 long days. So the team made a meaningful choice.
Straighten her out.
You ready, Chuck?
Wiggle the tail. Okay. Follow her.
And now, every wave that brushes its fins is a welcome home from the ocean itself.
Satu, 2, 3.
Hoover once lived a pressured life in the circus, confined to cages and dazzling performances. But that dark chapter has ended, opening to a new life under the warm sun of the Peruvian mountains.
Don't worry, you are way off the road now. Come on. There she goes. Where'd she go? Give me a hug, girl. You did a good job.
Abandoned by his mother at just 3 months old, thanks to the black bear conservation, now he's back in the forest, standing on his own. At just 5 months old, a mountain lion was badly injured and brought to a rescue center in fragile health. Seven months later, it was released in California, ready to begin life in the wild once again. Orphaned elephants were brought to a release site, ready to join a new herd. Seeing them happy again is the greatest joy of all. A lion family was rescued from malnutrition and captivity at a zoo in Onesti, Romania. Now, they've been released to a sanctuary in South Africa, where freedom and peace await. The little fox, once found exhausted in a horse stable, has recovered and been given a second chance at life. To awaken the true instincts of the badger, the best way is to let it dig its own path back to nature. Just look at how happy the homie steer is, finally stepping onto the grass again after 5 long months. Nurtured with care at the Wildlife Center of Venice, these pelicans have recovered and returned after being poisoned by the red tide. These orphans have been cared for with love, so that when they step into the wide world, they can stand on their own. Sea turtles are endangered, facing the threat of extinction. That's why releasing 200 hatchlings back to the ocean is such a vital step toward restoring their population. Let's welcome the arrival of these two very special feathered friends. Let's hope the freezing weather won't be too harsh on this gentle panda in the days ahead. The worried eyes of an elephant silently pleading for help. Trapped in the thick, unyielding mud, there was no way it could save itself. But then, the arrival of the rescue team sparked a new hope for this gentle giant. Every year, dolphin strandings on the shore are far from rare. But time and again, people become the lifeline that guides them back to the ocean.
Alright.
So here we go.
There you go.
There he goes.
Exactly where I wanted him to go. Perfect.
See, what do you do? Wildfires must be strictly managed to protect the habitats of all living creatures, especially vulnerable black bears who are deeply affected by it.
See you later, buddy.
There may be a trace of longing for its former owner, but the wild is where it truly belongs. These rabbits all carry a past of hurt or abandonment.
Yeah.
But their future shines brighter thanks to the care of nonprofit organizations.
Come on. Come on. Go with your brother.
I'm not positive.
There you go. Goodbye, little bunny. Have a good life.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
When Peru banned wild animals in circuses, the lion was rescued after 20 long years in captivity. After a life of suffering, he will now be cared for forever in a home that reflects the world nature intended for him. Baby otters stranded on the shore, and the very first help they need is to be reunited with their mother. the road back to the ocean feels shorter than ever, because this sea turtle doesn't have to walk it alone. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. May this little fox find a beautiful life ahead.
Problems. He allowed us just to get in the water and handle him, to give him fluids, and to also get injectable antibiotics into him.
The fight to save this ailing dolphin's life was anything but easy, yet they made it happen.
Everything we learn about this planet is spotted dolphin.
Truly, it feels like a miracle.
Wildlife abundance, what kind of physical challenges they face.
We're all very happy that we can.
These howler monkeys arrived injured, clinging desperately to life. But today, they're strong enough to return to their natural home.
2,000 breeding parents of African penguins left in the wild. So every chick and every bird is important for the population. It felt really great.
I'm gonna take my pliers, I'm gonna go inside the mouth, inside, down, and up, just like this.
That fishing hook must have caused this little creature so much pain. But don't worry, I'm here to help you. Wildfires strike often, threatening the living habitats of koalas. But thankfully, with a helping hand, this one has returned to its beloved eucalyptus forests. No one knows how this bear's leg got trapped in the fence. But one thing's for sure, I know exactly how it was saved.
Steady, steady, and go! Freedom. Yay!
Good job, guys.
In this moment, even the toughest hearts can't help but go, "Aww." Do you feel the same as we do? lion brothers Jora and Black made international headlines when they were rescued from a beast wagon in Bulgaria. With the support of the public, they traveled over 10,500 miles to begin a new life at the Shamwari Reserve. Breaking free from cages, 600 white-winged parakeets are finally safe from their cruel grip of the pet trade. It's time for us to say goodbye to this incredible giant.
Okay?
"20 helmeted honey eaters standing on the edge of extinction have been released into the wild by Victoria's Zoo. The hope is to restore their population sustainably in their natural environment. The female giraffe has been reunited with her lifelong mate, and you can feel the special excitement between them. Those low growls carried the longing for a chance to step into freedom. And at last, that moment has come. Without a mother's care, these bears grew up in human hands. And now, it's nature's turn to embrace them. Believing that releasing animals can drive away misfortune, people in China often include setting creatures free during their festivals. Five bears, once strangers carrying their own scars, were taken in by Black Bear Rescue Manitoba. Now, they share one home and begin their journey of healing in the wild.
We're very excited to release him with the rest of the podcast and see how it goes. He's a magnificent animal, so very, very excited.
After everything, this hippo was not only released back into the wild, but also found a new place to call home. Gulliver was rescued in the middle of a heavy downpour in Tregegal. After dedicated care, he is now ready to return to where he belongs. That little glance back was the sweetest thank you to the kind people who helped this fox heal its wounds. History remembers the presence of bighorn sheep on Antelope Island. And after years of absence, the king of the Rocky Mountains has returned. At last, they've been given the chance to choose their own path. A wide, free world with no chains to hold them back. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow and stay tuned for our next amazing video.